there's not a lot that's going to get people excited. It don't look good. It does not look good for Dodge, but at the end of the day, it's still an EV. It's still, it's not this. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're here for the first time, we do a lot of car related stuff on this channel, so make sure you lock it in and subscribe to the channel. We want you around for the long haul. If you like cars, you're in the right place for that, so make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. And if you've already done that and have been rocking with the channel, and appreciate you so much for doing that. We couldn't do this without you, but we're not going to hold you too long. Let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. So we've talked a lot on this channel about what Dodge will no longer have past 2023, right? We already know, if you have been living in Iraq, we already know the V8s are going away, Hellcats going away, Scatbacks, RTs, everything is going away. The Charger, as we currently know it, is going away. The Challenger is going away. Dodge is getting rid of those cars, trying to kind of pave its way for the future with EVs and hybrids and stuff of that nature. But we haven't talked a lot about what actually will be in Dodge's lineup. So Dodge has had some really exciting cars in its lineup over the past few years. We're talking, of course, the Charger and Challenger, which pretty much has carried the brand for years. We're talking the Dodge Viper, even though it's no longer around. This definitely was a car that got people really excited. We're talking about a lot of different cars that Dodge had that really just kind of, you know, got a rise out of people and made people excited about Dodge. But when we're looking at the 2024 lineup, that excitement honestly will be gone. So for 2024, this is what we are aware that Dodge will be selling as their Brotherhood of Muscle lineup that they will not let go. So the Durango, it will be around. Now I'm gonna got some more information on the Durango. We know the Hornet, which I know a lot of us really don't care about the Hornet, and they have the two-door EV Charger, which also not a lot of people are too happy about. That is Dodge's 2024 lineup. There's not a lot that's going to get people excited, and 2024 for Dodge will be a make or break year for them. So that's their 2024 lineup: Durango, Hornet, and the EV Charger. And there's nothing, not one of those cars is exciting enough for me to look at and say they're going to carry the brand forward and keep people interested in Dodge. So the Durango, right? The SUV, the only SUV they got on there. They're actually, even though they're getting rid of the Hellcat engine and whatnot, the Durango will still be around. But from what I'm hearing, the Durango is going to undergo a pretty big redesign, right? If I recall correctly, the Durango is more so like a mid-size SUV. It's not a full-size SUV. So there's other you know, other manufacturers that offer full-size SUVs, and Dodge is not one of them. So what they're going to do with the Durango, from what I'm understanding, they're going to make that a full-size SUV, redesign it, and that's something we're going to see for 2024. The Hornet, let's talk about the Hornet a little bit. We already know the Hornet is a compact SUV that Dodge has said is going to be part of their Brotherhood of Muscle. That, man, let's be real, that's not a muscle car. Nothing about that says muscle at all. I mean, it's a compact SUV like everyone else has. Every company literally sells a compact SUV. But if we're being real honest here, this isn't Dodge's first time selling a compact SUV. They sold multiple compact SUVs before. I'm gonna throw out a couple names. The Dodge Journey most recently, the Nitro, kind of like a compact SUV. So they've been in the game with the compact SUV, but as you can tell, neither one of them are still around. They're all gone. And then of course we got the two-door Charger EV. Now we all know that the Charger and Challenger have been carrying the brand for quite some time. Those are pretty much Dodge's flagship cars that really just get a whole bunch of sales, right? And for them to come out with an EV from a muscle car company, and it's going to be two-door based on current design, that I don't think it's going to change much, because they're literally almost a year away from putting those into production, and we have a two-door car, which isn't that practical because most people will buy a four-door car. That's why the Charger outsells the Challenger almost every year, right? Pretty much we got this two-door electric Charger that no one is excited for. I haven't really heard any. I've heard more people that hate the car and not excited for than people that actually like the car and things like that. So we can almost guarantee that car's not going to sell as well as the current platform of Charger and Challenger, right? They have this compact SUV that everyone has. Like every company has a compact SUV, so there's a lot of those already in the market. And I'm not sure, like, you know, when people think of a compact SUV, they're thinking Dodge, right? They don't think of that. They don't put compact SUV and Dodge in the same sentence, right? Even though Dodge said they sold a bunch of pre-orders and things like that, I'm interested to see exactly how many of these will actually be on the road. And then we have the Durango, which is going to get an update, a refresh or a redesign or whatnot to be a more of a full-size SUV. But once again, they're kind of, in that aspect, they're kind of late to the game because a lot of other companies already offer full-size SUVs and they're doing it really well. For example, if you're looking for a full-size SUV, you're more than likely to go with a brand that's already doing well in that category. For example, we got, like I said, we have a 2022 Tahoe at home in the garage. Honestly, that thing is pretty good. Like the technology, everything in there. The car is a really good car, and a lot of people have the Tahoe. It's a really popular SUV. I see those on the road all the time. And Dodge is going to try to jump in this full-size SUV game now. They haven't been in it before, so that's going to be interesting how that plays out. But then again, this isn't a car that people are excited for. People aren't really checking for this full-size SUV like that compared to how they were checking for these Charger and Challengers that we currently have now. Now, looking back on the 2024 lineup, based on everything we just talked about, it don't look good. It does not look good for Dodge as far as people buying a lot of these cars. I mean, granted, they may get the Durango because it's going to be new. It's going to be the next full-size SUV that's going to be out there. The Hornet, they said they sold a lot. We will see. But that Charger, no one's rocking with it like that, man. People are not happy about that. So, like, what in this lineup is going to get people excited and have Dodge make all the sales that they had before and all the success that they had before with these current cars? Like, what is going to help them, like, you know, move the needle and move forward? And if you look at those cars for 2024, Dodge doesn't have it. If you ask me, Dodge doesn't have that car that people are going to be excited about and want to see and want to buy. Like, they don't have it. And what can happen here, if they don't have that success in 2024 with their hybrids and EVs and stuff like that, it's going to make it really hard for them to come up with stuff that will be exciting, right? Like, they didn't play the game like Ford. Like I mentioned this in another video. They didn't play the game like Ford played it and like Chevy played it. They have cars for everything and didn't really just focus on just muscle and performance cars, right? Chevy did performance cars. Chevy did cars for the family. Ford did the same thing. Ford did cars, performance cars, and they did cars for the family. They did EVs as well. Dodge didn't do that. So now Dodge is going to have trouble converting their diehard muscle car fans into diehard EV fans, which honestly, based on everything I'm seeing in all these posts, people are not rocking with that. People, I see it all the time on my posts, other posts, people are not rocking with Dodge's EV Charger like that. They're just not. And that EV Charger is going to be their performance vehicle. Like, that is going to be their flagship vehicle, and people aren't rocking with it like that. So 2024, they come out and fall flat on their face. That might be it, you know? That might be it for them in the long run. Like, Dodge has a really, really big uphill battle in 2024, man. Like, they established themselves as a performance car, muscle car manufacturer, and now have to completely pivot and go to something different. I mean, granted, they're trying to say these cars are going to be the Charger is going to be e-muscle and things like that. Honestly, I mean, I'm not sure why they can call that e-muscle. What is e-muscle exactly? Like, what makes this electric car different from any other electric car besides the looks? I mean, I would give it to that. I give them this, that car does look better than a lot of other EVs on the road. But at the end of the day, it's still an EV. It's still, it's not this. It's not that, right? So that's the thing. That's Dodge's battle that they're going to be battling in 2024. I mean, 2023, we already know last year for everything. 2024 is going to be like, okay, what will this company actually do without their cars, without the cars that everyone has came to the brand for, right? And that's just my thoughts on everything, man. So hopefully everything works out right. Hopefully the sales go right, so that way they can maybe put one of those Hurricane engines in something, give something, a twin turbo i6 in something. I mean, granted, that'll be better than an EV. I know a lot of people would get the twin turbo i6 versus getting the EV. A lot of people would do that, but all that would depend on how well the cars sell and how well they are able to do in that category. If they don't sell the cars well, then honestly, that could be the end. That could be it. That could be the end of Dodge, man. That could be the end of Dodge. They would just fade away into a company that's irrelevant back in like in the 90s or wherever, before they started getting their stuff together and started making cars for the people and just saying, we don't care what everybody think, we're gonna make these cars for the people and make them fun, in your face, loud, big, and all that type of stuff. But let me hear your thoughts, man. How you feel about Dodge? I mean, honestly, I think we all feel the same way. They are in trouble come 2024, man. Hopefully that's not the case, but doesn't look too good, man. Doesn't look too good. But as always, man, thank you for everyone for tuning into the video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Want you around for the long haul. We do some POV stuff like this every now and again, and do some other mods and whatnot. We do car stuff on here, man, so make sure you lock it in and subscribe. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next video. We're out. Cut it.